Okay, guys, so I've mentioned several of my projects here that we're looking at. One of these days I'll talk about some of my tractor stuff I've got going. Notice my shop is clear full of stuff. My lawnmower, my puller, my other one, my other 1256, 390, 67 Fairlane. Lots of stuff to work on, guys. But what I really wanted to talk about today was what I've been doing back here in the back part of my machine shed. This project has been pretty lengthy. I started by boxing the open. This started out as an open-ended machine shed that my dad built way back in 1967. We added on to it to put the big part of the shop on. Right there where the ceiling drops down here. The rest of it is what I call the new shop, new 1980 new. So anyway, and we'll talk some more about what I've done here as we go along. But what I want to really cover today is what I've done back here in the back. And like I said, this was an open-ended machine shed. Kept a lot of equipment in here. Some maybe years ago remember it being stacked clear full of pumpkins. My dad used to grow, my dad and Greg Rasky used to grow lots and lots of pumpkins. They had this thing clear full of pumpkins, selling pumpkins everywhere. So in a few years I had all kinds of engines stacked in here. It was clear full of stuff like that. I cleaned it all out, pulled everything off the walls. There was oodles and gobs of stuff in here, guys, and I actually got a bunch of stuff stored in a grain bin. As soon as I get that out, as soon as I get my semi-trailer parked and leveled, that's where that stuff's going to go, what I don't get rid of. But anyway, what I really wanted to talk about was what I've been doing back here. And the first part, this room here, guys, there's two bays, two 10-foot doors, 10 by 10 doors. We did get most of the ceiling in when the guys, I had a crew come in and put tin on my barn. And this all happened again, as I explained, I'd had my heart attack and they told me I couldn't do anything. And I talked to these guys when they was getting ready to build my garage, or put tin on my shed. I said, hey, I'd like you guys come and put the tin up for me anyway in the ceiling. I can do the walls, but it takes more than one guy to do that stuff. And so, and when they were here, I mean, they knocked it out and they hung the other door tracks in about 2.5, 3 hours. Somebody miscalculated on how much tin we'll need, and I got 5 more sheets to finish this up. It's not going to be a big deal to finish it. And then I do have all the tin to do the walls. So the other part is when we poured this concrete, there is pipes in the floors. You can see some of the piping here on that. This is my boiler for this room. This will be a gas-fired boiler. I do have the electrical box run in and the wire to it. I don't have the wire hooked up to my existing power yet, so I got to hook it up here and then splice it into my power wires coming into the shed. But mainly what I want to do here, guys, is I want to take this boiler and I'm going to put it up on top of this platform here, and then I'm going to use a water heater tank. I'm not going to use the heater elements for sure in it, but I am going to use the thermostat in the water heater tank to turn the boiler on and off with. It's going to be thermostatically controlled by the thermostats in the boiler. When you keep in the water heater, when you keep that water at a certain temperature, it maintains the floors. My other setup in the other room, I run those thermostats on that water heater at 90 degrees, and I do use the heating elements in it. Also, it's got another set of contactors around it. This one I'm not going to worry about that because we've got a smaller space. It's going to be insulated a little better. And so I'm just going to run this boiler. And normally I think in the other room I set those at 90 degrees. That keeps the floor about 65, 70 degrees. And even on a cold night, it will not freeze in any part of the shop. And a big part of my shop's not got a lot of insulation in it, in the ceiling for sure. So it does really good. Once you get that concrete warm, guys, it works really, really well. And that's, I'm really partial to that water heat in the floor. So that's why I did it here. We got it ready to go. This corner here, you see plywood on this wall. There's gonna be plywood on this wall to this stud, and then the rest of it will be tinned. I've got batting insulation to put in here because I got 4-inch 2x4s or 2x4s here for the wall. So I'm gonna roll batting in this side. It is insulated on the other side, so I'm not really too concerned about it, but I'm gonna put insulation there. Again, we've got the pink fiberboard insulation. It's only a 7.5 R value, guys, and then eventually I'm going to blow in insulation up in the ceiling once I get it all sealed up. And probably what's going to end up happening, I'm probably going to put a roof on this, a new metal roof on the top of it. Like I said, the building's been here since '67. It's kind of rusty. It's not bad. I thought about coating it, but I probably can just get by cheaper just by putting a whole new roof on it and be done with it and have it good to go. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm wanting to do here in this room, guys. One, I need a warm spot. Put that skid loader when it's cold so the tracks don't freeze up. That kind of stuff like that. Got one floor drain in here. It's just stubbed out so far out the wall. I've got to move a van that I use for storage and continue and put my piping on out to the outside to drain the water out of this stall. So right now it really is not functional drain per se. The other thing is, guys, in here I just unloaded these this tin coating or strips and pieces. This is all stuff to cover the wooden post that'll be showing. So it's going to be tinned in between each one of these poles, guys, and in the corners and all the way around. It's going to be tinned, and what I'll have is, here's the Z channel or Z bar that goes at the bottom. I'm going to have red trim, white wall, red trim, red C channel all the way around, or J channel, what you call it, all the way around, and the red Z at the bottom for it to fit on. The other thing I did too is, notice we got a 4x6 post here for these two, for this partition wall, and I actually made it a little bit longer so it would go clear out here to the end of this, cover these 2x4s up on this particular side. So I'm going to have to cut it, notch it just a little bit to make it work here, and then there'll be J channel on 3 sides of this, but not up against this side here. There's just not enough room to do it. Plan ahead a little bit more when during my construction phase, I could have made squeaked this over just a little bit and had room to do that. A carpenter, I'm not, if you can notice. But anyway, I kind of enjoy doing it because it's something different. I'm probably not going to do too much now till cold weather gets here. I got too many other things to do. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to show you what was going on. And the same with this door. This door was a door off of my basement at home. The door fell over and ruined the window. I got a new window here to put in, but I decided not to put it in until I'm done. I did get pieces of tin to cover this. Notice it goes clear to right here, this 2x4, and here's a J channel that's galvanized on the inside in this back room. And I'll walk you in there in a little bit. So it's going to be, it's like 7 inches or 7.5 here, and 3.5, and then 5.5 on this side. So it's, and I had those guys bend it for me and make it so it all fits. Got a piece to cover up here. So all this 2x4s are not shown when we get done. I'll just screw it to it here. On this side, you'll see just the screws there. On the other side, I'm just going to air nail it to this post, and then there'll be a piece of J-channel on the back side of it, so you won't even see the nails in it. So it should look really nice when I get done, guys. And the corners, I got 6-inch corners there to cover up the corner post in that. And then there's going to be a post exposed. There's going to be 3 6-inch posts exposed. I got the pieces to cover those. So I got all the stuff here, guys, to do that. I picked that up today and got that all ready, along with the Z channel, the Z bar pieces for that. So again, this probably is not going to move too much farther till it gets colder weather and I can't work outside and do the things I want to. Now I'm going to step on out here and show you just a little bit more what I did here. Now this steps down. Basically this shed was built on a hill, guys, and the openings here was wider down here at the bottom than it was up to the east side. So it was so you could get something taller in down here on the far side. It's kind of built on a slope, and it kind of was a little bit different to work with. So what I did here, though, guys, I boxed this in. Again, it steps down a little bit. I got a lot of my tin in here and some of my parts, and then also, if you notice, I got here's my my steam cleaner toolbox, some of my parts here. Basically, I've tinned it in, and this is just finished with galvanized on the inside. This will be cold storage. There will not be any heat in this back room. It's just got a sliding door on it here. While I'm looking at this sliding door with this piece of this cap to fit on the end of it, it'll fit right over this 2x4 here, cover it up, keep it from being exposed. You can see already it's kind of discolored from the weather. And I built this door like 2-3 years ago. So one of my big things is, though, the stupid birds they build nests in there like crazy. And I've got 2 or 3 things. I got an electronic squeaker that makes a bunch of racket. I can't stand to listen to it, but it does seem to keep the birds out of here. So anyway, that seems to work okay. Another thing is too, guys, I got some tool storage. There's my other toolbox. Eventually, when I'm done, when I get the metal over there on the east wall inside the other room, there'll be a couple of metal workbenches and this toolbox in between them, my air hoses, and over in the corner where that boiler is going to be, you may have seen some of my tire repair stuff. My tire machine is going to sit right over there by that door. One of the things I did do, though, is I put a loft up here just to put some storage up. Notice I've got a generator, a small torch set, my engine or my transmission jack, some of that stuff, and of course the floor jacks, I'll probably leave them down here. But I think a lot of that other stuff I'll put upstairs. And how am I going to get up there? I'm going to crawl up a ladder. I want to show you this. And so one day, thumbing through the one ads in the Shelby County Tribune, no, that's an old C.W. McCall story, song. I'm not going to finish it. I was looking through Marketplace and found this thing right here where those 4 pieces of insulation are sitting on. And basically what this was, guys, I think it's like 3 foot wide and 8 foot long. It's like a sheet of plywood that's a little narrow. It's got a metal frame on it. This guy had purchased a funeral home, and this was it run on 4 pipes. This was actually an elevator, and up above on this in the loft up here is a winch that goes with it. Got a 2-directional motor on it, so it can extend it down and raise it and lower it. It run on these angle irons, just set on some pieces of a little rubber wheel, and then 4 pieces of pipe. I'm going to take and put some barn door track with rollers on it and make guides for it. So this will actually be my elevator to raise and lower up here, so I can just stand on it, raise the stuff up, roll it up there on the platform, get it out of the way. The heavier stuff that I need. Here a while back when it started getting warm, I had all my fans up above there, and I had somebody was here messing around one night, and I said, hey, help me get those fans down out of there. And so we run them down the ladder. I got them up the ladder myself, but that was before my surgery and all that stuff. So anyway, this is going to be my elevator. And so I've already wired up everything to go. And then I have to call my wife back here in a minute. So anyway, one of the last things I'll talk about here for a little bit. I've got the wiring. I got like four pieces of Romax coming in here. Everything else is going to be in conduit along the wall. But I brought actually 3 lines of Romax here before we got the roof put on. And I just got it stubbed out here. Don't even have it in boxes yet. But I've got this wired up for my to raise and lower my elevator with. This switch was with it already and it's wired up. And I thought, well, now if I was to stand on that, I'd like to be able to run that. And then how can I do that? And so I got online. I found semi-tractor trailer plug. So it had the plug-in outlets or plug-ins on both ends. I took them off, cut them up, put the wires in here. Got the and I sat one night and drawed up the diagram so I could reverse the polarity, reverse the motor direction, raise and lower my elevator, and get on and off of it up there without having to climb a ladder and move stuff around. Boy, am I going to get it really fixed up for somebody else someday when I tip over and have my estate sale. Be really nice. But anyway, then I've got some electrical boxes here positioned around. I'm going to put another walkout door over here to the west. I've got that door already. I'm going to cut a hole in it and put it and frame it up just somewhat like I did here with 4x4s or posts, or make my own out of that, frame it all up and make it out there. I also got a piece of concrete slab that I moved, and I'm going to sit there to walk out on. Be a rock there where there's an old small box truck full of parts in there, mostly my Fairlane parts is what's in there now. So anyway, guys, this is kind of the project it's been slow process from going from what I started on. Like I said, I started boxing the end of this machine shed in 2020. And finally it got up to where it's starting to take shape. It takes a lot of money to do anything, but it'll be nice when I get it done. And then here again, got one sliding door, 2 overhead doors. The 2 overhead doors will have openers on them. I'm contemplating putting an opener on the big door in the other shop too. So I don't know whether I'm going to do that yet or not. We'll just kind of take small steps as it goes, and we'll see what we get done. But guys, this is kind of the project. This is what I've been working on for quite some time, and it's been kind of slow going. And if anybody remembers, there used to be a bulldozer set right here within this door. And if you look really close, you can see some of these corners are banged up a little bit. The blade was on the dozer. I got the blade off and out the door. It was a little rough on the corners. Here's the dozer right here. This dozer motor runs, but it has some serious issues. Caused me just to buy another one. That's a whole other story. I've even talked about that already. Probably what's going to happen is I'm going to bone this a little bit, probably pull the starter off of it. It's got an electric start, probably pull the battery box off of it, and the hydraulics off of it. It had a hydraulic tilt. I'll probably keep that tilt cylinder and probably just scrap the thing. There's not a big demand for an old cable dozer like that. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to kind of show you what was happening in here. and what my plans were on this. Lots of things going on, guys, and I really like the LED lights. I just put, this was actually the original socket. Well, it wasn't the same socket, it's the wire. It's the only thing original now. But I did rewire back into it, and it's controlled from inside the shop. Everything else is going to have another set of wires, and there's going to be four ceiling lights and then some bench lights also. Like I said, this west wall will be 10 from that post over, and then there'll be a couple benches there in that toolbox in this corner here, and I've already put the little drawers up with some of my tire repair stuff. I didn't have any tire fixing stuff, and the other day I needed to fix a tire, so I bought the stuff. I've had the machine. I've done a lot of on and off the rim, but not any repairs till the other day. So, but anyway, guys, this is kind of the plan, where things are going with this particular part of the shed, and I better get around here. I suspect my wife is ready to go, and need to go back home and do that. So with that, we'll end it for today. Thank you for paying attention and listening to me prattle on the whole way along, and we'll see what we get later.